Joining us is Jonathan Gilliam. He's a former FBI special agent with Joint Terrorism Task Force, as well as a retired Navy SEAL and a former federal air marshal. You've done it all, Jonathan. Great to have you
I get bored
here.
easy.
You were just telling us while we were talking to Molly that you think that there could have been some mistakes made at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. They could have secured it better.
Sure. You typically see in any special event, in some events like a marathon, the beginning you'll have, in the case of the New York Marathon, you'll have like 70,000 people there. But at the very end, you're going to have all those people congregating. You're going to have the families there. And so typically the end of an event, whether it's a Yankee game or a marathon, is a very, very critical time. And it's a critical area. So you have to look at what the vulnerabilities are to that critical area. And you would typically freeze that zone.
And when you say freeze, you mean not allow backpacks to get into that square block radius.
What good does it do to sweep an area with bomb dogs if they're not going to lock it down?
And when you saw that the bags were sitting there, it seemed like for a while, as you now we're seeing the video come through, is it easy for us to look at it now and say that should have been picked up? Or as a security expert, what do you think?
I think that there is an epidemic of unawareness in this country, and I'm not hitting on anybody, I'm not trying to blame anybody, but this is the deal. It starts at the top with politics, where they don't want to infringe on people's abilities to move about. At the same time, you have the public that is casting all their concerns on the law enforcement agencies. And so the awareness, and the guy who woke up and told the police that, this is the guy, he set the bag down there and it sat there for 2.5 minutes. Great on him for waking up and saying that. However, we as the public should have more awareness when somebody puts a bomb next to you.
Grab it, yeah.
Or to tell somebody.
Right away.
We thought this was going to be the new normal after 9/11. I mean, people were out buying, gas masks
right.
and chemical suits and so forth. We've kind of gotten away from that because there hasn't been much in the way of terrorism in this country since 2001.
You can't let your guard down. And people say they want to have hope or they want to live in a bubble and not know about these things. But awareness is true freedom. It doesn't mean that you're closed off. Being aware, if you go over to Israel, they're aware of everything. If you park a car next to a bus stop and walk away, somebody's going to call.
Yeah, you're right. And by the way, New York City does it great on New Year's Eve. There are 1 million people packed into Times Square. You can't bring a backpack, and they haven't had an incident there.
You can't even use a bathroom. You sit behind bike racks and stand there like you're a prisoner.
That's correct. I've been there.
That's fine.
Covering it. Jonathan Gilliam.
Even in those places, you have to be aware. And if you're in one of those pens and you see something that's not right, you got to let somebody know.
It's a great reminder. Jonathan Gilliam, thanks so much.
Sure.
Well,